We are now recording. Joe is on standby if you've got any questions. Thank you, Joe. You've just replied to my conversation. Lovely. All right, I get pop-ups as I'm at this moment orchestrating this. Joe does have the facility. We experimented with this on Tuesday night to bring up the chat facility. And also, if you've got any questions about any of the assignments at the moment, most of all 1.8 technology, or Joe's pipe in, remind me what assignment is outstanding on your behalf.
1.1.
1.1. So we are here for any questions. We do not want to keep you till 9 o'clock because this is a student-led activity. However, Joe and I, well, certainly Joe's very kindly stepping in, but I'll be here till 8:30 for anybody who wants to chat to me. Remember, on the left-hand side of your screen, it may be slightly shadowed at the moment, but underneath activity, the bell, you will see that there's a speech bubble. You can chat to us there. You can also chat to us on this post. That's always a really good option to use if it's something to do with the module assignments, and therefore Joe and I can just respond to one question and everybody has got the response to that. So we don't have to repeat ourselves, but we're quite happy to do so if that's the case. I don't know. I'm going to open the mic up now, so you can all open the mics and you can also use chat. So let's just see how this goes. It could go pear-shaped, but let's just see how this goes and see if there's any particular questions that you ask. Right, I hear the mics going on.
If you want to type in your question, you'll find the chat on the toolbar that goes across your face, goes across the faces. So it's not the chat on the left-hand side. That's for private conversations with Dawn, myself, or your fellow students, if you want to communicate between each other. But for the purposes of this meeting, if you want to type in a question, if you feel you can't speak it, it will come up in the meeting chat, which is found if you go onto that toolbar that goes across the bottom of your across the bottom of the pictures, and same little chat icon, but yeah, click on there. It will open a window on the right hand side which will say meeting chat, and you type in at the bottom, your question will come up, we can see it and either type back or we can discuss it openly, we can bring attention to it. So that just differentiates the two types of chat. Okay, go for it. Well done, Izzy. No questions from Izzy.
Thank you, Izzy. Thank you. Any more? Just let us know if you haven't got questions and you would just like to get on in your own time. Please let us know. So use that chat facility. It's a good way to explore. Certainly with Eve, perhaps, because you're new to the application. Not just you, Eve, and others. So do use that chat facility, which should be under my chin. If you toggle just underneath with your mouth.
It's actually on your nose, Dawn, but I'm not going to set...
Oh, sorry, maybe I should lift up a bit.
I'm just picking your nose at the moment.
Rebecca, thank you, Becky. Are we still making... No, you are not. You are not doing the avatar. You are not doing the animation. All right, is there anything else? Just remember from last week, let me remind myself as well. You are just... What are you going to do? That's right. You were doing a poster, A1 poster, using a PowerPoint slide. You've got experience in this. Please get in touch with me if you need further information on how to do this. I will gladly give you a one-to-one tutorial. that you are doing a A1 poster on your step-by-step guide on how to create your own resource. Now, we did say last week that you may have gotten your teeth into one that you and your partner initially, before the lockdown, had agreed on. That's absolutely fine. However, your A1 poster needs to be individualized and cannot be exactly the same, obviously, as your partner. So no avatar or animation. Having said that, if your resource has got anything to do with an avatar or animation, you have got to give us the step-by-step instructions. The aim of the game is that when I, as your assessor, look at it and do it according to your instructions, and I will, all right, with regards to your grade, as long as I can follow your instructions and actually produce this learning resource. With regards to Joe, Joe is the internal verifier, and Joe will be doing exactly the same. Joe will be following the step-by-step guides as you have put on your A1 PowerPoint poster to see if she herself can come up with this creation, this wonderful learning resource that you're doing. So, Becky, great question, wonderful, thank you. And it's good to remind everyone. So we're not asking you to do an avatar or an animation at this moment in time. But if that is involved in your own personal or pair, as I've explained, resource, then please do tell us how we should do it on your step-by-step guide. Thank you, Heather. No questions. That's Heather Phillip. Thank you. No questions. I acknowledge that. Charlie, Halsey, thank you. You're good. You've got clear instructions, so you're happy with that. Melanie, thank you. You appear to be happy at this moment in time. Just give me a minute to scroll down. Thank you, Becky. You've acknowledged what I've said. All right, Charlie, you've sent a message to Jodie, so I'm not going to mention that. Is that all right?
It's okay. It's on there anyway. It's fine.
Okay.
I put it on the chat so she could see it.
Okay, so Jodie, hopefully you know what you're doing, because you're talking in pairs, sort of like, you know, code. So hopefully, Jodie, put your mic on, please. Do you know what Charlie's talking about?
Yeah, because we're working individually now, I believe. Is that so?
Brilliant.
Perfect. Cheers, hon.
Okay, brilliant. As long as you know what you're doing.
I'm square, yep.
Okay.
I've got contact with you privately, so that's cool.
Cool, brilliant. Do remember, if you do chat to each other private, it is private, but it can still be tracked, obviously, because it's an institutional piece of software. So do remember your netiquette, okay? Anyone we haven't heard from? Come on, guys. I don't think I've got David. How are you getting on?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
All right, so you know what you're doing. You've got a good idea. Hi, David. I can see you now. So you know what you're doing. You've got a good idea of your approach and the way forward at the moment.
Yeah, I've been writing notes like last week and this week, and just if I need anything, I'll just get in contact with Joe. Please
do. Just email Joe for an appointment if necessary, or email myself if it's to do with my module, and we'll make an appointment as necessary. All right. Thank you, David. Have we heard from Eve? Eve, how are you getting on, and how are you feeling at the moment? Do remember, everybody can hear you. Put your mic on.
Hello.
Well done.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right. So remember, we can all hear you. Are you all right with the assignment at the moment?
I think so. The only question I have is the resource. Does it actually have to be something on a computer, or can it just be tangible, like I was planning to do?
Absolutely good question. We had that last week. It can be a tangible resource as long as Joe and I can actually produce it after your step-by-step guide.
Good, okay.
But Eve, the main priority is, of course, you have had to have used technology to do it.
Okay, so possibly
So whether
using
that-
Word.
Yeah, using Word, using Google Images, but remember in your A1 step-by-step guide, you've got to tell us how we get these images. You've got to tell us how to get onto Word and what software to use. Does that make sense?
So I would just say click your icon of Word on your computer.
Yeah, what I suggest, Eve, because we missed you last week, is after we finished with the group and everybody can hang up and move on in a moment, we can have a chat privately. Is that all right?
Yes, okay, thank
All
you.
right, so just stay online and I'll get in touch with you. Can't remember if I mentioned Maria, but thank you, Maria. You seem to be happy. Heather Hill.
Hi.
Hi, hang on. Originally, I had to do a slideshow to go with the game. Do I still need to do the slideshow alongside the game? All depends on what you're doing, my dear. It sounds really exciting.
Well, obviously, originally we had to do the slideshow to include like the avatar and bits like this.
All right.
Do I have to do that still to go alongside the game and put a step how to do that, or can I just make the game and just do the step-by-step guidance for you to make the game?
Excellent question, Heather. No, you don't. So remember, the presentation side of the assignment is no longer there.
Okay.
But you do need to tell Joe and myself, and you need to show us in your A1 PowerPoint slide how to make this game that you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Excellent.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Heather.
That's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any others coming in? Who haven't I heard from? Melanie, how are you getting on? I'm sorry if I've already mentioned you.
Yeah, no questions from Melanie.
All right, thank you. Becky, Melanie, Maria, Jodie, Izzy, both the Heathers. Thank you, Mel. Both the Heathers, Eve, Emily, David, and Charlie. Pipe up now if I haven't asked you.
Alex?
Excellent. Alex. Is Alex on the register, Joe?
Did I miss her?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her. So.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So okay. So good job with recording. So thank you, Joe. All right. So Alex, hopefully, and Charlie Harzin, hopefully you'll get some ideas from the questions and the answers and the responses that we've given you today. Now, I'm going to hang around. Joe, you'll see if Joe's hanging around. You can tell by her. Joe, just tell him. Are you hanging around?
Well, I'm here for a few minutes. Can I just say something about 1.1?
Okay. Switching mindsets now from 1.8 to 1.1. Over to you, Joe. I'm going to turn my mic off.
Oh, okay. It occurred to me that potentially when you're doing 1.1, you might not have the mentor feedback you thought you were going to have. So don't be too concerned. If you can link your reflection or link your evaluation to literature because, you know, that final sort of session with your mentor didn't take place, then do that instead. Or if you can link it to a colleague. I did put guidance as to how to reference a tutor or reference a colleague. So if you have any issues with that, then just email me and I'll confirm the template for you. Okay, so as with anything else, if you want further clarification, further personal clarification, then just email me and let me know, or talk to me through chat on Teams. But hopefully that's okay. All right, I'll assume lots of thumbs up there.
guys, just a reminder that Joe and I will be having a little break over Easter. Joe will be manning the emails, but please bear in mind Joe does need some time off as well, as you are inundated with so many things. Joe and I are the same, as well as tackling personal issues as well in the present wartime circumstances. So I will be around. So in order to get in touch, by all means send me an email, but do realise that I may not get in touch with you because it is the holidays, and we also appreciate that you guys will be working on assignments. Do drop us an email. We'll get in touch with you as soon as possible, and we'll make an appointment to do individual tutorials as necessary. Joe's very kindly manning the email at the moment. So Joe can prioritise with regards to when I log in with Joe over the holidays, rightly or wrongly. When I log in with Joe, she can give me anything that is extremely pressing, so I can get in touch with you, or I can respond to Joe and Joe can get in touch with you. But having said that, please remember that Joe's also on holiday. She's not a full-time member of staff, as I am. And we will be checking in with each other, Joe and I, and we will also, because of course, you know, we've got 1.6 to mark and sort out, and we will also be there to sort out any issues or personal tutorials with whether that's with tech, whether that's with if there's any, I can't recall, but if there's any resubmissions, if there's any extenuating circumstances, we're here individually, and you can talk to us privately via the Teams website or email. What I tend to do, and Joe can maybe pipe in a minute, is that I ask you to email me, and we can make an appointment that's suitable for you and your families, and when you can get on the computer, and it's suitable for me as well and my situation. So if you email us, Joe and I can then make an appointment for when we can go online and speak to you personally via video or just via microphone. So Joe, if you want to pipe up, if there's anything you want to say there.
No, I'm fine with that. Sorry, I'm just reading Izzy's.
Yeah, me too.
I can honestly say I didn't really catch the end of what you were saying. My concentration had gone completely, so I apologise for that.
It's all right. We're getting chats, guys. So bear in mind, we're trying to talk to you and read at the same time. So my point being really is email Joe or myself with regards to the modules or any personal circumstances. Last week we did ask you to email Joe if you have extreme personal circumstances.
Yeah, I've heard from a number of students. Yeah. They'll know who they are. Yeah. I'm going to assume that from tomorrow, everybody's quite happy at the moment, and that if anything changes, you'll let me know. So you've kind of, you know, I think those people who wanted to talk to me have. If you haven't, then, you know, get in touch when it feels right. But yeah, that's where I am with that.
I think the main message Joe and I are telling you is that it's difficult, as we know, and everybody's circumstances are different. It's the same with Joe and myself and your tutors. But we are here. It's our job to try and get you through this due to the present, and we will get you through this. We're here. We might not be there immediately, but if you drop us an email, we can then arrange a private appointment, video, microphone or email, where we can discuss your circumstances if necessary, or discuss the modules if necessary. We have a great feature on here. I'm still trying to work it out, but we have a great feature on here where Joe and I can share documents with you. We can share your previous submissions with you and discuss them if necessary. Okay, so there is a way for us to do it, and we can do that from a one-to-one personal tutorial. So we are here, and it's our job to get you through. We cannot, nobody can predict what's going to happen at this moment in time. As I told the year twos on Tuesday, there's only one manual for what to do with regards to teaching and learning during a pandemic. And as I said to them on Tuesday, it's unfortunate that Joe and I have been trying to get this one manual, but Boris Johnson's got it at the moment. Okay, we are fighting him. We are fighting him at the moment to try and get it. So we're here.
Not that much. He's got a bug, I think somebody said.
Yeah, but he can still work from home like we all can. Come on. All right. He might be the Prime Minister, but he's only got mild symptoms at the moment. We can think of that.
Oh, I don't know. Have you seen him lately? He looks like he hasn't been there for a week.
I haven't checked the news. I'm trying to avoid it. I only check him once a day because it's yeah. All right then, guys. We are here. We're here at your disposal by appointment. Yes, I'll be around over Easter, as will Joe, but we do need to, as you do, and I'm telling you to do this as well, is have a few days with your families, chill, you know, just switch off from work if you can. There's key workers out there, those supporting key workers. Switch off from work if you can. As with every holiday, we always say to you, just have a couple of days to yourself. Do reconnect with your family. We've both been there with regards to a degree. We know exactly what it's like. All right. Then drop us an email. Drop Joe an email. I will be in touch with Joe over the holidays. I will reconnect with my email on occasion. So we are not abandoning you just for a couple of days, just to get our heads right and just to get just so we feel as though that we can recuperate, if that's the right word, and just get our battery levels up so we can support you when we get back after Easter. You go on, Joe. What are you trying? Yeah, I saw it. All right, just to try and get our
I'm
battery.
just nodding. For those of you that can't see me, I'm nodding in agreement, thinking recuperating. What's that? But yeah, go on.
We'll do our best, but we just
We'll be here.
Yeah, if we're not fit and if we're not able, we can't be there for 14 of you and the rest of our students. So do give us a little bit of time just to have a few sleeps in and just to switch off from work for just for a few days. We will be in touch. I promise we will be in touch. All right. So if anybody hasn't got anything pressing, please chat now. If not,
have you seen Izzy's, Dawn?
Where's Izzy's? Hang on.
Changes to 1.6 being
right,
feedback from on 1.6. Is that likely to change? Possibly.
At this moment in time, everybody, Izzy, thank you for bringing that up. At this moment in time, we are on schedule, so to speak.
Great.
But we might have to take extenuating circumstances.
It works both ways, I think. That's what Dawn's trying to say.
Yeah, we may have.
That's why I asked.
Extenuating circumstances. At this moment in time, Joe and I are on schedule, as opposed to marking of 1.6 and Joe's internal verification of 1.6. However, as we all know, things can change on a daily basis and our personal circumstances can change on, hopefully. I'm virtually in self-isolation anyway, but if there's going to be any extension to the feedback, of course we will let you know. We hope not to, but if and we hope, if anything, it'll only be a day or two. But we're all taking it day by day, as you and your families are. So that was a really good question, Izzy. Thank you very much. But at this moment in time, we are on schedule. All right, so we hope to get the feedback to you Monday after Easter. I will be in touch if this needs to be extended slightly. Thank you, Izzy. That was a really good question.
Thank you.
Any others? Have I missed any, Jo?
No, that's it as far as I can see. So whether anybody else wants to add, we'll give you a minute to get typing or to turn your mics on and chip in.
All right, we'll just give you a minute if anybody else has any pressing issues, but I will be around for up until 8:30 if you want to private chat. Just 1 minute. I'm just going to turn my mic off, Jo, and my camera.
Jo?
Yes, who's this?
Well, it's Izzy.
Hi, Izzy. Hi, Izzy.
Just a quickie. If for any reason, and quite understandably, it may well happen that 1.6 feedback gets delayed because of everything you've had to do above and beyond. When we do our development points on our front sheet, obviously we take the development points you give us from our previous
feedback.
So do we just, on the last one I put through, I just said, as I hadn't had any up-to-date feedback, that I'd left it as that. Was that sufficient?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. All I would say was be specific about what you're personally working on in that assignment, because I know Dawn and I are both the same. We like to try and comment on what you've been trying to do. So if you're consolidating something you've been doing in previous assignments but haven't had the feedback, you know, we'll know that you're still working on it, and we can appreciate that you may not have had constructive feedback on the way you've done it before. So that's absolutely fine.
Thank you very much. Just to add to that, Izzy, that's an excellent question, because the structure of the program, and because it's a fast track, sometimes you may not obviously get the feedback from your recent assignment because it's fast tracked. So what Jo and I advise you to do with your target front sheet, of which the external is ecstatic about, and we feel is very, very important, you can also put down your own targets. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so put down your own targets with regard to your academic approach, and do look at previous assignment feedback on whether you have, you, Izzy, and the others, of course, whether you need to develop that more with regards to the prior feedback that you've got. It might not be the recent feedback with regards to the assignment that you've handed in, but it'll be with regards to prior feedback. We don't ask you to put more than about four I would say is the maximum, and I'm sure Jo will agree. She's nodding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
4's maximum. We cannot. We do not expect you to be able to accommodate every single aspect of our feedback for the next assignment. So what you need to do is look at the one that you feel, or what we in our feedback has emphasized is the main point forward, and work on those. All right, and then as feedback comes in, you can then do the tweaks and the little sort of polishing that we're asking you to do. So that was an excellent question. Thank you, Izzy.
Thank you.
Anybody else still out there? I can see Becky. She's the only person, Izzy, I can see. Hi, Izzy.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, Dawn, I can't hear you. Oh.
Who's can't hear Dawn?
Yeah, sorry, it just decided to turn itself off. That's IT for you. All right, guys. We assume that there's nothing overly pressing at this moment in time, or of course you want to talk to us privately. I'm about till 8:30, so please use me. You might hear my dog in the background, or somebody else's dog, as we hear.
That's mine, sorry about that. My bad.
Oh yeah, Charlie and our dogs had a conversation today. Right. I'm about till about 8:30, and then I'll be signing off. All right, we're available via chat, we're available via email. The best we can do is, it's lovely to see you fit and healthy, well done, and we hope your families are the same. We
Thanks.
are about, and when Easter comes, guys, because I know some of you are still working, looking after those key workers' children, all right, when the time comes, do find some time just to sign off from study, sign off from everything, and spend some time with your family for a few days. We've been there, Joe and I. We've done the course. We've been there. We know exactly what you're going through. All right. So take care, everyone. Have a good Easter. I don't know. Has any of you got Easter eggs? Because we were talking about it today. I know.
I got left one on my doorstep with a little note saying to give you a smile from one of my neighbours up the road.
Oh, that is sweet.
Oh, lovely.
I haven't got one. I'm hoping I can go to the shop tomorrow and get a Cadbury's cream egg.
There's loads.
Ooh,
Yeah,
a
I
whole
know,
one,
I know.
not a whole one, surely.
If you
Well,
go to Costco, they have got the system absolutely sweet. They are brilliant. There's
Well,
no
we
more than about
heard-
50 people in there.
We heard today at our teacher ed meeting this afternoon, one of our colleagues had mentioned that a poor person, I don't know if it was her, I can't remember, Joe, but somebody had actually been pulled up from the police saying that an Easter egg isn't essential shopping. And I was like,
No.
How dare they look in my shopping?
No,
That's
and we had a good discussion over half an hour, sort of saying that's not fair. What about the children? All right. So if you got an Easter egg,
Digress.
please enjoy it on mine and Joe's behalf, because we don't have one.
I'll
And-
save it for you, Dawn. When I see you, I'll save one
Oh,
for
you
you.
do have one. You didn't mention that earlier, you sneaky.
I think
Sneaky. I don't have one. I'm hoping my other half might produce one. Let's just say. All right then, guys. Have a good Easter. I'd love to say lovely Easter, but if it's anything like mine, I had to cancel a trip to the Isle of Wight. All right, so I will do the best I can. Okay. Be
yes,
safe.
absolutely.
Yeah, have a great Easter, everyone.
Have a great time.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Joe.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Happy Easter.
Dawn, it's Eve. Do you want me to stay on, or do you going to call me separately?
Yeah, Eve, if you I'm going to hang up now and I'll call you separately, so stay online.
Dawn,
Okay.
does this stop recording if you hang up, or shall I stop the recording?
It stops recording if we hang up, and then I'll be able to at some point
Okay.
this evening put
All
it on
right.
Google. Thank
Charlie,
you.
I'll chat
Joe,
to you. I'll send
Do
you
you
a
want me
chat.
to? Do you want to do the same as Dawn and just wait and then ring me back? Or stay on?
Can't do that just at the minute. I'll send you a chat. Okay.
Brilliant. Okay,
Send
thank
a
you.
chat. Okay
Alright.
then. Bye for now.
Bye, Dawn. Bye.
Bye.